Back with Brian, Bobby, and JJ Radio. We have Mr. Brian Gutierrez here. He's a show partner. He's with Benchmark Mortgage. He's our mortgage guru.
Sanitizing.
That's it.
That's it.
Yo, you're next to Bob. I'd be bathing in that.
No, lending's dirty sometimes.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'd be bathing in that. All right. So, Bri, mortgages.
Yeah.
Right. People trying to get. Yeah, I heard.
Pretty good too.
Yeah. But I know you're the bomb, and this doesn't matter who you work for. The government here is doing some things. They just had a shutdown over the weekend.
Right.
Slowed a couple of things down. It was like a big speed bump. But let's talk about what happens if it happens again.
Well, I mean, let's go back to the first time the government shut down for, just a quick minute, right? It happened on a Friday, and then it just went through the weekend, and it was back up on Monday. But I think the big thing that you see a lot of delays happening. One particular one being USDA. That's a huge government program that's out there.
So let's talk about USDA. So USDA is a geographical
income-based regulated base mortgage program.
So if I make a certain amount of money and
you want to buy in a certain area,
I want to live in the sticks.
In what they call the rural area,
but like Cibolo is technically rural, right? As far as that's concerned.
More.
Yeah.
They bumped it out?
Yeah, it's more 1604, like outside.
Like 90?
Okay.
No,
yeah. Well, we'll have maps. We'll have maps at the end of the show. Yeah. If y'all can see this map on there, so no.
It's pink.
Yeah.
But yeah, certain place where it's not heavily populated, they can actually get a zero down. They don't have to pay a down payment.
Right, exactly.
And that's USDA.
Correct.
Same dudes that look at beef. Got it. And what happens with them, or what happened with them with that speed bump?
So, I mean, USDA turn times were, once you get a file clear to close with your mortgage company, you then send it to USDA so that way they can get their clear to close and do their underwrite process. And those were usually 24 hours, 48 hours at max. But because of that government shutdown for that short period of time, they're up to 5 days now.
Wow.
5 days. That's insane. I mean, it hasn't been that long since anything. We're just, we're trying to just get past it. So, and then another big thing, I mean, you just sit here when you look at these government shutdowns and stuff, and just what's potentially affected is even your approval, having to pull tax transcripts for buyers, having to get case numbers for FHA, for, that program that's out there.
So these are government guaranteed and government insured loans. So we have to go through the government in some shape, form, or fashion.
So when these different lines of these different channels of the government get shut down and they shut down the whole thing, it really does affect us. Now, on the flip side, right, and I mean, I don't even know if it's a positive. I guess it could be. Rates are pretty low right now, but they could get lower. Yeah, right. Money's cheap. So the rates could actually drop even more. So with these government shutdowns, it's really affecting our market because people can't really buy houses in a quick manner. I mean, the good news is they're happening in short spurts. I mean, we're not having a huge, massive government shutdown. But what you're finding is that it's also going to start affecting interest rates, and they may dip again. So that could be for those people who are sitting on the fence and they already missed the boat because they decided to wait. Now the rates are starting to rise. They'll start dropping again for them, but they need to start buying today.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, and so let's talk about the interest rate itself. The interest rates themselves, they fluctuate, and you can't be Nostradamus. You can't figure out what they're going to do.
Right.
But right now, they're teetering up and down a little bit, and you try to lock it as soon as you can, but it's just like any other thing that you're looking at, like stocks,
market,
or cryptocurrency or whatever the
heck.
Yeah.
My cholesterol.
Your cholesterol level. It's all over the place. You have no idea.
Yeah.
So what is your advice to a buyer, like you're talking about, sitting on the fence, sidelining, Monday morning quarterback type of person, saying like, well, I'm gonna wait till they get back into the low threes. Do you think that's gonna happen again? Really?
I mean, it's just like you said, right? I mean, nobody can really predict it. We don't see that happening. And anything that I've read, I haven't seen it. Unless something catastrophic happens.
Right.
That's the only way something like that. But
Korea.
Yeah, right.
North Korea would be good for the
another country punking us or something that could happen. But, for the most part, if you're interested in buying a house, get with a mortgage professional, 210-683-1347. And when you actually jump into a mortgage, right, you just find out what your buying power is. Right. That's the most important thing. And look at today's market, because you don't know what tomorrow's going to hold. Sure, there may be some buyers that may have a benefit if a government shutdown happens, that they may get a little bit of a lower rate in a couple weeks, right? But why chance that, you know? Because if they continue to increase, and you guys know, right? I mean, what's property appreciation in San Antonio?
14%.
So if you wait, you're going to buy that house
14% more
exactly. So why do that? So yeah, you're going to wait for a cheaper rate, but you're still. I mean, it's almost like you're robbing Peter to pay Paul.
And
you know what I mean?
And if interest rates really drop that much, you can always refinance.
Absolutely, yeah. And most mortgage companies offer a flow down.
I didn't think about that one.
I didn't even think you added value to this show. That's great, man.
I thought,
do I need to co-sign? I'll co-sign.
I didn't even know he was
first 5 callers. I'll co-sign.
Wow. So, yeah, they all have to be under.
What number do we dial? Everyone's gonna be blowing me up on Sunday.
They all have to be under $5,000.
Yeah.
I thought he wasn't talking at all. I thought it was like Weekend at Bernie's. You were just propping him up there for a little bit.
Yeah, I was cleaning out my email.
Gotcha.
I love it.
So, bottom line, talk to Brian Gutierrez, figure out what the buying power is. Tax season's coming up. People are getting their money back. Probably a good time to do something with it, something positive.
Yeah.
So, what's the best email and website for you, buddy?
Man, they can find me. Google Brian Gutierrez benchmark, and I'm the first one that pops up. Not the second one. I don't know that guy. I don't mess with him. And then you can reach out via phone 210-683-1347. I'm here to help. But I mean, any mortgage professional will be able to kind of put you through it. I think the big thing too. One thing I want to touch on is. In purchasing a property or looking for that, the most important thing is to just, again, talk to that mortgage professional, figure out what the best case scenario is for you, what your buying power is, so that way you can jump into a property. And then so you guys know with everything that's out there, I mean, seller contributions, talk to a realtor, figure out, kind of what area you're looking at if you can get that.
Sure.
There's people that are buying homes today with the USDA program, especially our veterans with VA or even down payment assistance programs, and walking in and buying a house with $1,500, $2,000, $2,500, and that's it.
Yeah, it can be done. If you have dogs, that you're going to spend more than that just trying to lease a house.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, especially pit bulls.
Well, that ain't happening. All right. Yeah. So call Brian Gutierrez at 210-683-1347. You can call or text him on that. That's our show for this week. We'll see you next Sunday.
Bye, guys.